Greetings once again, friends, live from Retro Central. My name is Peter, and this is one of those pickup videos once again. This year's spring break has just been phenomenal in terms of finding games to add to my retro library, and this haul was just too good not to show. Usually I try and do one pickups video a month, but this is a special exception. So let's go ahead and get started so I can show you exactly what I have added over the last couple of days. Let's start with NES, and I'm going to start with a bang here. I want to thank my friends Tony and Dave at Game Depot in Holyoke, Massachusetts for taking such good care of me. These next few NES games, with one exception, all came from them. The first one was a shock. This here is Battletoads Double Dragon for the NES. And this game is not only uncommon, but it's fairly pricey. Price charting has it listed at about $65 or so. Tony and Dave were tremendous in working out a price with me, and this was $40 from them. So thank you very much again, Tony and Dave. If you're anywhere here in the Hartford, Springfield area, you got to go check out their store because there is a bunch of stuff there, and they take care of their customers really well. So again, thank you for that. But that wasn't all. I also got a copy of Blaster Master, which I'm looking forward to playing after seeing James Rolfe and Mike Matei take it on the James and Mike Monday series not too long ago. There's also a copy here of Magic Johnson's Fast Break, which does not look all that great, but what's interesting is the 4-player designation, so if I get a 4-score or an NES Satellite, and if I get some friends, I'll be able to play 4 players on screen at once. So I have Super Spike Volleyball, I have Gauntlet 2, I now have this, I have Super Off-Road, so I have a lot of the 4-player games in my library already. Next, this did not come from Tony and Dave. I found this at Game Hunters in Springfield, Massachusetts. This is Super C, there it is, and this completes the group of games that I had originally got when I got my NES for Christmas back in 1990, 25 years ago. I had Jeopardy 25th Anniversary Edition, which I have now. I had Super Mario Bros. 3, which I have now. I have Super Mario Bros. Duck Hunt, which I have now. And now Super C was the elusive game that was missing and is now mine. So it was really great to find this. And I happen to have the instruction manual for it, so that's kind of nice. Back to Game Depot. This is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game. This was the one game of the trilogy that I did not have, and now I have it. I am very happy to have this too, because this is the game that I played the most of the 3 when I was a bit younger. And I have the manual for this too, so that's kind of cool. So the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade game before Michael Bay destroyed the franchise. And I'm kidding about the Michael Bay joke, but you knew that. Last but not least on the NES front, and my thanks to Joe Walker of the Backlog for having mentioned this game a few years ago. It was one of the first videos of his that I remember seeing. And so when I saw Trog kind of hanging out, looking for someone to take it home, I said yes, because I remember Joe having talked about it, and I happen to also have the instruction manual for it in my library. Now, to Joe, I have not played this yet, so I don't know how it is, but I promise as soon as I get some time to play it, I'll let you know what I think. If you haven't checked out Joe Walker's channel, I'll link it below. It's good stuff. I hope that you will take a look at it. So that's the NES side. I did get one Super Nintendo game, and this was a biggie. This here probably looks familiar, right? This is Final Fantasy III. I did not have this game for the SNES in my library as of yet. I saw this down at Game Exchange in Norwich, Connecticut when I was down there on Friday the 13th, but I had passed it up. And my fear was if I had gone back down there at a later time, it wouldn't be there. So when I went back in that area this past Tuesday, which was St. Patrick's Day, this had to come home with me. And I'm glad it did. Because I never beat this game. I beat Final Fantasy 2/4, but not 3/6. So hopefully I'll be able to put some time in on this, and hopefully the battery works well. But it's nice to have this once again. Let's do some Sega CD stuff now. There were two games for the Sega CD that I had bought, and these are both complete. And if you remember when I was talking about my goals and intentions for 2015, one of those was trying to increase my Sega CD library. These are two sports games, but they still count. So if you don't like sports games, I'm sorry. This is Bill Walsh College Football. This is as close to Madden as we got for the Sega CD. And then this here is Joe Montana's NFL Football. He in his Kansas City Chiefs regalia. Have not played either of these yet. I'm hoping to do so in the next couple of days. But it's really nice to increase the Sega CD library. I think I'm getting close to 10 games now, which doesn't seem like a lot, but considering the lack of Sega CD software in this general vicinity, it's nice to be able to increase it slowly but surely. I did also find some PS2 games. Those of you who know me know that my PS2 library is the largest of all of the platforms. I'm working on getting close to that 700 number for titles. So I grabbed Aero Elite Combat Academy. This is a flight game from AM2 from Sega. I have not played this yet. I have heard that it's more simmy than arcade, but we'll see. I want to thank the guys at GameSack for this for suggesting this next game. This is Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex. I saw this in a recent GameSack video, and it was on my list of things to get if I saw it. And all these games, by the way, all the PS2 games were complete. Here's what the inside looks like. So that was a good find. This one, some of you are going to laugh at me for, and that's okay. I probably deserve it, but the game was cheap. This is McFarlane's Evil Prophecy. This apparently is a really bad beat-em-up, but I like beat-em-ups, and hopefully it's not going to be as bad as the reviews indicate. I have played some games where the reviews were bad, and I actually liked it, so fingers crossed that this will be one of those. It probably won't be. Next up, if you know me, you know I'm a big Dynasty Warriors fan. I also like the Samurai Warriors games as well. For the PS2, I have all of the Dynasty Warriors games from 2 all the way up to 6, and that includes the Extreme Legends versions. But the Samurai Warriors game, I only had the first. Now I have the second in my library. This is Samurai Warriors 2 again. This puppy is complete. Now all I have to do is find the 2 Extreme Legends discs, and I will have a good set. So that's awesome. I was glad to find that. I know people pick on the Warriors games. It's basically just a bunch of button taps and beating up a bunch of people for no reason. But I'm sorry, I like it. It's a guilty pleasure. And if it's good enough for Jim Sterling, then it's good enough for me, damn it. Last one. I'm really glad to find this. And the price on this has come way down, as I figured it would after it was re-released for the PS3 and the 360. This is Zone of the Enders, the second runner. This again is complete, so I have the manual and I have the disc. I remember for the longest time that the second runner was stupid expensive, $30, $40. Even after the PS2 had started its downward trajectory in favor of the Generation 7 consoles. But now it's fairly cheap, and because I have the first game, it's nice to have the second. We're probably not going to see a third, so I'll make sure to treasure that as much as I possibly can. Last but not least, let's talk PlayStation, because this year is the PlayStation's 20th anniversary, if you can believe that. I'm going to be doing several videos talking about that, a couple of articles talking about it, because I consider the PlayStation to be a very important console, and it's one of my favorites. I tend to pool it in with the PS2 because the PS2 is backwards compatible, but there's no doubt from 1995 right on through about 2001, which is a 6-year span, the PlayStation and I were inseparable. This here is Parasite Eve. I did not have this. I have the second game. It was nice to be able to find this. It is complete. And by complete, I mean that it also has the collector's CD inside, which has a playable version of Xenogears on it. This was one of the first games I remember playing when I was working at Funcoland back in 1998. So it's kind of neat to have this in a physical condition. I have it digital on my PS3, but it's nice to have it physical so I can play it on original hardware. Next up, and this is neat because it's Black Label, it's not Greatest Hits. This is Soul Blade, which is the precursor to Soul Calibur. This game is darn cool, and especially at the time with the polygonal graphics and the soundtrack, and the fact that unlike Tekken, you could use weapons in this game. It was awesome to play. Cervantes is still a bastard. I still remember many late nights trying to beat him and just getting frustrated and angry. But I still have very good memories of this game, and it's nice to have it in my library once again. Next, I don't have the manual for this one. It only came with the case and the game, but that's okay because I have the strategy guide. This is Vagrant Story, one of the many, many games that Squaresoft published in 2000, which is arguably its best year ever. Vagrant Story, of course, is not quite a traditional RPG. There are some timing elements to battle, and I love the whole setting of the game. It was nice to find this. This is another one that I had digitally but not physical, so it's going to be great to play this on original hardware. And then last but not least, and I got to make sure I do this right. I think it's this way. No, I screwed it up. The two Wild Arms games for the original PlayStation. These are both complete. I played a lot of Wild Arms back in 1997, although I did not finish it. Wild Arms 2 I have less experience with. But considering that I have Wild Arms 3 in my library for the PS2, it's nice to have the first two games. And now I can at least think about getting Wild Arms 4 from Game Depot if I like these games, just to try and build a full set. The only game that I really wanted to find in the Wild Arms library or set would be Alter Code F, but those of you who are collectors know that Alter Code F is also worth a fortune at the moment and not easily obtainable, at least in the wild. So those are the pickups. It's been a phenomenal spring break. I am very fortunate and very happy. I certainly have no lack of things to try, to play, to spend time on, to talk about, and that's fantastic, not only for the future of the channel, but just for myself in terms of enrichment and enjoyment through the summer, because there is going to be a nice summer break once I get out of classes. So it'll be nice to have these games to fall back on. And I also have a birthday coming up in April, so I don't know what's going to happen then, but that will be the next pickups video. Will be sometime in late April after my birthday, and I hope that you'll come back to watch that as well. I hope you like what you saw. As always, I appreciate you taking the time to watch, and until the next time, my friends, take good care.